Hey everyone, it's Wake Angel 2001, coming at you with a quick little reaction to the voice actor for Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic 3 finally being announced, and it is Keanu Reeves. Now I remember a while ago there were rumors that it would be Hayden Christensen, like Anakin Skywalker, but Keanu Reeves totally works for it. And of course, a bunch of people have been throwing out a whole bunch of Keanu Reeves memes with Shadow the Hedgehog, like dubbing lines from Cyberpunk 2077 or John Wick onto Shadow, or since Idris Elba also voiced a character in Cyberpunk 2077, they're like putting their characters together like a Shadow and Knuckles thing. The tons of great memes. Go to r/Sonic the Hedgehog, see a whole bunch of awesome stuff like that. My personal opinion, I do believe that Keanu Reeves can pull off a pretty good Shadow. Keanu does have a great deal of range, and he's very charismatic and likable, so, since this is a ostensibly the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise is a children's movie franchise, so you want an actor that's, not problematic. And as far as I'm aware, Keanu Reeves has managed to keep his nose pretty darn clean over the years. So, hooray! Please don't get involved in any scandals, Keanu. You are, like Sonic said when he saw when he was watching Speed in the first movie, you're a national treasure. But this does create some more speculation and controversy. For one thing, nobody's made any announcements that there's going to be an Amy Rose in the movie, which really seems weird that we're going to be finishing up the Sonic the Hedgehog movie trilogy. It actually makes me really happy to be able to say Sonic the Hedgehog movie trilogy. But, to have that come out and for there to not be an Amy in it, Amy is one of the original 4 main cast members of the series. She's been in the franchise, technically speaking, longer than Knuckles, and definitely longer than Shadow. She's been part of the series for 8 years longer than Shadow. It just seems weird that we would have Shadow being the big draw for the 3rd movie without getting, either Amy Rose or Metal Sonic, who are far more, older in the franchise than he is. I would say more iconic, but Shadow's pretty darn iconic. People will recognize him. So that got me thinking. When we saw the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie, nobody mentioned anything about Tails being in it. It was a surprise when, at the end of the movie, that ring portal opened up and Tails came jumping out of it. I still remember the first time I saw the Sonic movie and I heard all the children in the audience gasp and cheer when they saw Tails. It was a moment. And that made me think, what was so different? Why was there no announcement or fanfare? And that's when it occurred to me. Tails in the movies was voiced by O'Shaughnessy, the same voice actress that does him in the regular games. So since it's the same voice actor it's always been, there's no need to actually do the announcement that, hey, big ticket celebrities doing voice. Jim Carrey doing Dr. Robotnik was a big thing. Idris Elba doing Knuckles is a big thing. Keanu Reeves doing Shadow is a big thing. But what if Amy Rose actually is going to be in the movie, but she'll be voiced by Cindy Robinson, the same voice actor she's always had? They would feel no need to actually announce her, and it could be a legitimate surprise when she pops up in the movie. I'm kind of hoping that that's the thing. I'm also sort of hoping that we still get to see some version of Metal Sonic here. I don't know how accurately they're going to follow the plot of Sonic Adventure 2. I do know that they are going to have, Maria Robotnik is going to be in here somehow. I'm wondering, are they going to, reimagine it where it all takes place in modern day, or is Maria Robotnik going to appear in flashback scenes? I think it might be the latter, because I do believe, giving Robotnik a 12-year-old cousin that he has when he says he's an orphan, that would track. I imagine, if they go with the 50 years ago thing, when his super scientist uncle that he admired, super scientist grandfather that he admired is killed, and maybe his parents weren't in the picture anymore, so his grandfather gone, he had no more legal guardian, so he ended up going into the foster system until he aged out of it before he was able to reclaim whatever legitimate fortune the Robotnik family had left behind, and then he parlayed that wealth into like going to school, getting all of the degrees, and becoming the military scientist that he was in the first movie. Like I'm guessing that's going to be a rough take on the cinematic origin of him. It would track on how he would introduce himself as an orphan in the first movie. But I digress. So yeah, like we're gonna have we're gonna have this big thing. I'm wondering, is there any way that we can actually integrate Amy Rose into this? Because as I recall, well, remember, in Sonic Adventure 2, Amy Rose wasn't playable, but she did have a pretty pivotal role. She was following Sonic around for the length of that game, and although she didn't have anything to do, she did still end up on that arc. And she was the one who spoke to Shadow and reminded him of Maria's true wish, stopping him from wanting to destroy the world and instead risk his life to save it. So Amy Rose is pretty important in the plot line of Sonic Adventure 2 and in Shadow's character development, despite what the Sonic X anime tried to say with Chris Thorndike. Some of the reasons why I hated Chris. He took one of Amy's only pivotal roles from the game and took it for himself. Like with that scene taken, the only thing that Amy still had was having a gun pointed at her while Robotnik put him in the escape pod. Anyway, so yeah, that's my thesis. Maybe Amy Rose might be a sleeper agent who's gonna still appear in the movie, but the reason we haven't been told yet is because it's just gonna be Cindy Robinson doing the voice, just like with Tails. That's my hope. What do you guys think? Is there anything else I had to say about this before we're out? No. Yeah, I guess. I always did have a vision for how you would introduce Amy Rose in this movie franchise. Like, I had this idea for a scene where, like, it's a flashback. I mean, if Shadow's going to be getting a lot of flashbacks to interact with Maria, maybe Sonic can get at least one, where you go back to, like, Green Hill Island, where he was living when he was, like, a little kid, and you show this little girl, like, a little pink hedgehog girl, maybe dressed up in the classic Amy Rose outfit as a nice Easter egg, and she's, like, playing with a deck of cards, like, she's like a little toddler, so she's just kind of playing around with them, like not really doing a tarot thing, but just playing with them. And then like something comes, like maybe a big thing is about to fall on her, or like a wild animal is charging at her and she gets scared. But then this blue blur comes up and like either scares away or stops the thing that was gonna hurt her, or pulls her out of the way and just saves her really quick. And she doesn't get a good look at him, but when she looks up, she sees this blue hedgehog boy who like maybe gives a wink and a wave, and then he runs off like as a blue streak. And as he does, he like blows her cards around, and like maybe the card that lands face up is like the Lover's card. Is the Lover's card in the tarot? I feel like the Lover's card should be in tarot. So maybe you see her little face like looking down at that Lover's card, and that's like like. That's pretty close to the little cutscene they had in Sonic Origins for the in-between material between the first Sonic game and Sonic CD. And it would track with the actual video game Origins, because technically speaking, although Sonic CD was released after Sonic 2, chronologically wise, the events of Sonic CD take place before Sonic 2. So Amy Rose technically has known Sonic longer than even Tails. Just throwing that out there. And like you could then do a flash forward showing like the more grown up Amy Rose, maybe holding a faded, tattered version of that Lover's card, trying to find the man of her dreams. She's been infatuated with him ever since. Anyway, that's my speculation. Like Keanu Reeves, excellent choice for Shadow's voice actor. There's a possibility that we might be surprised with Amy Rose still being in this movie. Oh yeah, Rouge the Bat. She's pretty important for Sonic Adventure 2's plot too, isn't she? Could be the same situation. Her regular video game voice actress is coming in. Although, like, at that point, like, it would be a nice 50-50 split then, wouldn't it? You'd have Sonic, Knuckles, and Shadow being voiced by celebrities or other voice actors, and then you have Tails, Amy, and Rouge being voiced by the original game voice actors, and a whole bunch of nerds like me wondering, why didn't you just use the entire video game voice acting cast? I know, there's probably a whole bunch of contract bullcrap that would get in the way, but, you know, one could dream, right? Alright, so I feel like I've gone on longer than I really intended to with this, so let's all just hope that this movie is going to turn out great. And remember that we are about a week and a half away from the premiere of the Knuckles series on Paramount+. That's going to be exciting. Imagine if Amy Rose actually makes her cameo in the Knuckles series and everything I just said now is completely pointless. Well, when the Knuckles series does come out, when every episode comes, I will do a vlog reaction to it, which will be spoiler-filled, so, you know, you'll want to watch the series along with me. This is Wick Angel 2001 signing off.